Alright guys, what is up guys? Welcome back to Dan's Reviews, and today we're going to be doing our monthly review for this month's issue of the Walking Dead comic book series. This one is going to be doing a video review for the Walking Dead issue 167 called A Certain Doom. Now, oh my god, okay, this single issue is probably the saddest book or comic book or anything, almost, at least one of them, I have ever read. This was emotional. I mean, from beginning to basically the end. I mean, I almost kind of hate this issue a bit because I didn't really like that we saw Andrea's death. I thought that they really could have kept her alive a lot longer. I don't know, I like this issue, but I almost hate it because I hate the fact that we saw the death of Andrea. That was really, really sad. But anyway, so this was I can't even start this review. I mean, what we saw from this issue was it's almost too hard to do a review right now. I almost was going to actually skip the review and do the review tomorrow because I just need to process this, but I'm probably just going to upload this tonight, so, you know, I hope you guys see this tonight. I'm probably going to upload this video tonight, so, just really emotional issue, man. When we see the confirmation that she is in fact bitten, that there's no way around it, and that everybody's saying their goodbyes. I love Negan's goodbye, by the way. It was really, really sad. Really sad. So I'll just show you know, the kind of final last breath scene right there, where we basically see her and she does die. So very emotional sequence for sure. This is it's too much, I feel like, for an issue. They could have really stretched this out for a couple issues, but in a way I was kind of happy because I didn't want this to be dragged out for issues and issues, and it was, and I was very disappointed by that. But I don't know. I just feel like Andrea had more time, and I felt like they could have gave her at least, I would say, another, you know, 50 issues or something before they even start to consider killing her off. I mean, I really thought that they could have saved this death for like an issue 200 or something. This could have been like an issue 200. This was absolutely insane. But, I mean, I guess we might get a bigger death in issue, you know, 200. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be pretty hard for issue 200 to be better than this one in terms of, you know, character loss, for sure. So we see, okay, let's just jump right into it because I'm really, really upset by this issue. So we see the part where Rick is, you know, saying like, oh my god, and you know, just absolutely shocked face. And basically right immediately we see Andrea just faint, like just fall asleep, and gets knocked out of gets knocked out for a little bit. So we see Michonne. She runs in and she's like, what happened to her and all that, and and she says, oh Rick, you can't make Andrea do anything. Isn't that one of the reasons you love her so much? And I actually like that scene quite a bit. And then we see Dwight, who sees what happened to Sherry, and I really think that this really sets up the next few issues, because we saw the cover for issue 169, I believe, where Dwight was pointing a gun at Rick, so that is going to be pretty insane. So Rick tells him what happens and everything, but I mean, I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on what's going on here with Andrea. So Andrea right now is in the bed and she is basically dying. So very emotional sequence. Now we do see Carl also, who comes in, you know, and I loved it how he referred to her as mom, and she had a pretty big conversation with him, talking about the relationships and how you know, do you like Lydia, and you know, kind of you know, talking about Lydia and just all that stuff, and talking about how that you know, she believes in Carl and everything like that. It kind of reminds me of the goodbye sequence in the Walking Dead television series in season 3, right there in the display, where we see when we see Lori die and there's a big goodbye between her and Carl. This is even more emotional, I'd say, than the Lori death. This was really just, I really hope that they don't translate this for Michonne, because I mean, that is going to be like too much, I think. I almost feel like they might not do it because it's so sad, man. So then we see Michonne and Rick talking, and she basically tells him, you know, that we can still keep going, and that it's not the end, and that we can still keep fighting, Rick. This isn't the end. So then we see Eugene, who, if you can see that there, comes over and basically just tells Rick it's his fault, and Rick says it was nobody's fault. So very emotional. And then this is when we start seeing the goodbyes. So we get one from I'm trying to see here, Eugene. We get one from Magna, Heath, Tara, I guess. We get one from Lydia. We get one from Jesus. The Jesus one's pretty cool. We get one from Maggie and Baby Herschel and Sophia. We get one from some of the other randoms. And my favorite one is the Negan one. If you can read what that says there, I'll freeze frame that. That was awesome. So I love that part. That was awesome. So, and I find it very emotional how Rick was the last person to say something, and he couldn't even say goodbye. Like, it was terrible. So he talks to her a little bit more, and he's wondering if he even can keep going after this. Like, he's kind of thinking about, man, should I just die with you? And Rick is considering that. And it was very emotional, and I did not like it at all. Then we see Andrea, who basically says, yeah, I know you love me, and that type of deal. And that was her last, her last breath. So we see this big panel right here, really, really sad with the bed and everything, and Andrea and all that. So, man. And then we see this with, dead Andrea. So, man, when I saw that little panel right there, I was like, man, that is, yeah, she's a goner, man. And we see Rick, and I was like, man, are they really gonna do it? Man, are they really gonna do it? And I kind of thought when he was pointing the gun, and based off his reaction and his face, I thought he was gonna do it. I really did. I thought he was gonna shoot her with that gun, because we saw that in the cover, and I thought that gun might have had something to do with the issue, but. Man, when we see, and I said in my videos, I was like, you know what? Maybe this is a fake out. Maybe this isn't true. A lot of people thought that. No, I mean, that actually is the case. And I was absolutely shocked by it. I really did not like it. It actually was a little disturbing. It really was. So then we see Andrea as a walker. As Rick is kind of holding her, and then she just turns into a walker. I didn't know walkers could turn that fast, though. Little gripe there, but I can't even do any gripes right now because I'm torn by this. So she becomes a walker, and she basically tackles Rick, and Rick basically, he's about to shoot her. He thinks he can do it the second time, and he still can't, and he drops the gun. And at that point, I was like, man, I was so, just stuck in the moment in this issue. I was like, man, I didn't even think it was Accomplishers. I thought I was reading something, and I was like, oh my god, I was just flipping the next pages, and I honestly thought that she could have bit Rick there. I really actually for the first time thought that Rick could die with her, and he doesn't, but it was a very close call, and we see him take his knife and stab Andrea in the in the brain. So just, man, that shot is so emotional when we see that. I can't believe it. So then we see, the panel here with Rick crying and everything, and it was just, I can't believe they killed her off. I mean, she was actually, I would say, probably at least my third, maybe fourth favorite character in the comics. She was awesome. I mean, so then we see Carl out there, and he has an awesome speech. We see everybody there, and they care for Rick. They're gonna help him through this. And Rick basically says, I don't know if I can keep going. And Carl says, you let us all here. You made us work together. And now look at us, you know. And that's basically what he was saying. And, you know, there's a panel of everybody. Rick's down on his knees and everybody's just kind of sitting there trying to keep together themselves because they miss Andrea as well. But they're trying to help Rick and make sure to, you know, try to make him realize that he is useful and that they can't live without him, basically. Well, they can, but, I mean, without his leadership, that'd be pretty tough. So, then Rick says at the end, we have a lot of work to do. So, no letter hacks, by the way. There's just one little message by Kirkman, and it's a sad one. So, I'll pause the video. Wait, hold on. Yeah, so pause if you want to read that. You know, it's pretty nuts. I mean, oh, man. I can't believe that this death is, I mean, so far in the comics, I would say that Andrea's death is probably one of the biggest. I really thought, though, when issue 100 was released, I was like, man, that Glenn death, I was like, man, that's pretty terrible. But this actually probably does beat it out. This is a bigger death. It's more drawn out. It's really emotional. And it's not as brutal, luckily, but very emotional with Rick and everybody. This is an issue that I will keep in my collection forever. I mean, I'm probably going to keep all of them, but I mean, this issue was just insane. I know that this thing is going to go up in price, and that's why I'm going to keep this thing in an awesome condition, because I really, really think this will go up in price. So buy yours now if you haven't, you know, because this is probably going to be one of the most hardest to find issues in the next few years. I can guarantee it's going to be as valuable as issue 100, so go and buy this now so you can own it. It's just insane how the story, I didn't expect it. I mean, I kind of knew that she might have been bitten, but I didn't expect her to die. I really didn't. Like a lot of people, I really thought that they were going to get their way out of this. I really did. When I started reading it, I was like, is she really bit? Like, I don't know. I'm really just have mixed opinions about this issue. This, for me, I almost don't want to give it a 10 out of 10 because it's so emotional. But I think I will, but it's so sad, man. It's really emotional. That's the one word to describe this issue. Emotional. That is one word. It was sad. It was tragic. It was just, I mean, there wasn't even anything else. You know, people are going to say, oh, there was no action in this issue. I don't care. This was one of those where it doesn't matter about the action. This is something that is going to change Rick, that's going to change Carl's character, and that's going to affect everybody. I mean, I really hope that we don't see this with Michonne in the TV series, because I will be devastated if that does happen because of the way it happened in the comic. And I honestly don't think it's impossible now. So write your comments below, guys. I gotta stop the video here. This was absolutely I can't keep going. This was a crazy issue. We're already on 13 minutes, but I gotta wrap it up. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna do an Andrea character spotlight video in the next few days, and yeah, man. And also got a little a haters video. I wanna talk about that there real quick, because I got a lot of haters in the channel recently, and I want to talk a little bit about it. So anyway, guys, I'll see you guys really soon for another Walking Dead video. Let me know what you guys thought about the issue. I'm gonna stop it here. See you guys really soon. Peace.